Good morning, everyone. My name is Allison Koo, and today we'll take you through the analysis of The Burning Giraffe. First, I will introduce some context. Salvador Dali, the artist behind The Burning Giraffe, was well known as one of the most influential surrealist painters. He was born in Spain on May 11, 1904, and died on January 23, 1989. When Dali was 18, he was enrolled at an art school in Madrid. However, during the following year, he was expelled for criticizing his art teachers. At the age of 22, Dali traveled to Paris, where he met with several famous artists such as Picasso. He became greatly influenced by Sigmund Freud's psychoanalytic theories and painted works centered around subconsciousness. During 1936, the Spanish Civil War had just begun, and in 1937, Salvador Dali painted The Burning Giraffe. Initially, in 1931, Spanish King Alfonso XIII was in power and allowed the implementation of elections. However, liberal Republicans overthrew the crown and proclaimed the Second Republic. By 1933, many conservatives no longer accepted this new form of government. General Franco, a conservative monarchist, joined a military conspiracy to attack Republican-controlled areas and led a nationalist army from Morocco to the Mediterranean Sea and eventually Catalonia in 1939 when the Republicans finally surrendered Madrid. Franco served as a dictator of Spain for the rest of his lifetime. Next, I will give a brief overview of the artwork. The Burning Giraffe was painted in 1937 using oil paints on panel or board. It is 35 centimeters by 27 centimeters, or 13.8 inches by 10.6 inches. Now into the analysis portion. Let's begin by taking a closer look at the central figure. As Dali himself referred to it, the femme coccyx, or tailbone women, is the central figure. The large yellow drawers on her body symbolize the power of psychoanalysis, which reveals the deeper secrets of the human mind. Alternatively, the drawers may represent suppressed desires, which Dali described as, quote, narcissistic odors, end quote, released by the drawers. Yet the drawers seem empty and mysterious despite being wide open. The peeling skin on her arms and face represents a similar concept, revealing what's hidden beneath one's physical appearance. The figure is also leaning, supported by a series of crutches, which symbolize the fragility of human nature. However, the crutches themselves may also symbolize a form of masculine support for women, a criticism of male-dominated society. Additionally, her outstretched arms indicate a search, either for answers to end the Spanish Civil War or for female equality and self-reliance. Her blind and deaf features also represent the lack of general knowledge that humans have, and the constant uncertainty that we face. Another interesting detail is how tight-fitted her dress is, unable to hide her vulnerable open drawers and fragile frame. This may represent how human nature becomes clearer the more we understand. Now we can take a closer look at the background figures. The burning giraffe plays the most obvious role in the piece. It is a symbol for war and anxiety. Its flames are a representation of destruction and bloodshed. Unlike the femme coccyx, the giraffe is masculine and stands strong on its own. As Dali described it, it is the masculine cosmic apocalyptic monster. The figure on the right of the central figure generally represents similar concepts as the central figure, with its extended arms and backbone structure. However, she also holds a piece of bright raw flesh. This flesh is a call for return to primitivity, as modern advancements in technology and warfare has led to a destruction of human lifestyle. The flesh may also symbolize the suppression of primitive human desires, or a warning of warfare. There also stands a small figure near the giraffe. In one interpretation, it seems to have lost hope and stands unable to escape the flames of the giraffe. Yet with a different perspective, the small figure seems to be in awe of the giraffe and ignorant of the pain its raging flames can inflict. The landscape itself also provides valuable insight on the meaning of the piece. The land itself seems barren and isolated, with each of the figures unable to interact. They all seem cold and distant, each enduring their own struggles independent of one another. Dali also purposely placed the burning giraffe far in the background to symbolize the nearing of war towards Spain, despite its presence in other areas. The sky also seemed to be warping, either brightening or darkening, and blending with the skin of the tailbone women. This creates a dreamlike effect where nothing is distinct and the atmosphere is ever-changing, which could also be another indication of uncertainty. The tones and colors that Dali chooses for his piece also have significance. The majority of the painting is black and blue, creating a dark and depressed atmosphere. The black fades towards the top of the sky, creating an air of uncertainty, like the world is descending silently into nothingness. In a way, the fading of the sky further implies dreamlike qualities of the world Dali depicts, as it could disappear at any moment when someone wakes. However, the warmer orangish-reddish tones of the giraffe contrast with the rest of the piece. Instead of sadness, the giraffe represents fear. Its colors don't calmly fade away but instead burn brighter the longer time stretches on. Similarly, the brightness of the flesh held by the smaller female figure symbolizes the strength of primitive human desires. In contrast to these darker themes, the yellow of the drawers symbolize a gentle ray of hope, yet inside these drawers still lies further darkness and mystery. The peeling purple skin of the central figure's arms and face also represent hope in a different sense. Instead of optimism, the purple muscles and bones symbolize wisdom, which is revealed, although the wisdom may not necessarily have positive outcomes. After thorough analysis of the piece, we can reach several conclusions. There are two main interpretations of the piece. The most obvious one is that the burning giraffe is a reference to the Spanish Civil War, a war that was nearing Salvador Dali's hometown and causing chaos in Europe. However, in other perspectives, the piece is centered around the feminine figures, who are vulnerable and weak, searching for answers and equality. However, because of strong symbols of war and psychoanalysis, the former interpretation is more impactful and stands out more clearly. So a general theme statement for the burning giraffe is, the possibilities of war can be lessened with a better understanding of the human mind. This is my works cited page. Thank you for listening.